I spent 7 days with Apple Vision Pro, a computer that you can wear on your head. The experience was unlike anything I've tried before. I did fun stuff, practical stuff, silly stuff, but most importantly, I stuck with it through the amazing times and immersive times, and the, okay, this might take some getting used to moments. Are critics right? Is Apple Vision Pro just another VR headset? Or is there more to the term spatial computer than just Apple marketing speak? Hi, I'm Michael Josh, your gadget matchmaker, and over the last decade, I've made it my job to show people around the world that tech can be easy, fun, and exciting. On this channel, I give you special access to the products I review, the events I attend, and all the interesting people I get to meet along the way. So, if you're looking for the computer of the future, give this channel a like and subscribe, and I'll help you find the right gadget to match your needs. This is our Apple Vision Pro review. Because it was my first full day with Vision Pro, I decided to put it on as soon as I got out of bed. I don't expect myself to do this daily, but for this video, why not? Once Vision Pro power is on, I can see my surroundings. The field of view isn't a full 180 degrees, which would have been nice, but the pass-through is very clear. When you're looking through Vision Pro, you're actually not just looking through glass. You're actually looking through a micro OLED screen, a pretty high resolution one. Think of it as having a 4K TV, one for each eye. TLDR, it's the best I've ever tried on a VR device before. This means that when you see your surroundings, what you're actually seeing is video shot by these cameras on Vision Pro. The latency of this video is so minuscule that you won't really feel any motion sickness, and you'll easily be able to interact with objects in your environment. You'll see more of that later in this video. Let's start the day with a bop, shall we? Good morning, Baltimore, anyone? With Vision Pro securely on, I managed to dance my way to the kitchen. First order of business? Coffee. And while I was at it, I caught up on some news. Everyone is talking about Vision Pro. Normally, when I wake up in the morning, the initial urge is to get my phone, look at my messages, emails, and social media. But these days, before I let the world in, I like to meditate first. Let's escape to an environment for a sec. This is White Sands National Park in New Mexico. Like on the Apple Watch, a mindfulness app comes pre-installed on Vision Pro. And today, I'm doing a 5-minute session with Jessica. You know what I love about meditating with Vision Pro? No matter how busy the world around me gets, just with a twist of the digital crown, I can escape that world. I can go into one of those environments. So usually for meditation, I choose to do that in an environment where I'm alone, I'm at peace. Normally with a guided meditation, I like to keep my eyes closed, but with Vision Pro on, because there's this animation, you can keep them on without being distracted, and then you can follow that pulsating petals of the flower, and then use that to guide your breathing and your thoughts. A few hours later, it was time to get some work done. I put back Vision Pro on so I could go over the outline for this video. Now, because Vision Pro launched on a Friday, that meant having to work on a weekend. So I made it better with a mimosa. Using a Vision Pro is just like using a Mac or an iPhone. You can open a browser window and surf, text your friends, drag and drop photos between apps, AirDrop, you can tweet, listen to music, watch videos, manage your to-do lists, the list goes on and on. I love how I can have windows open and still not lose touch of the world around me. And just in case you're curious, yes, I can see my phone, I can see the screen of my laptop, I can even read a magazine, but sometimes when the light isn't good enough, I will have to strain my eyes. When Chai arrived, she asked for a drink too, and I easily was able to get up, open the fridge, take out the Prosecco and orange juice, and assemble her mimosa, all without having to take off Vision Pro. Cheers! As a content creator on the go, one gadget I always have with me is my trusty 13-inch MacBook Air. It's thin and light and can fit into any bag. The only problem is that unlike my MacBook Pro, it doesn't have a lot of ports. In fact, it's only got 2. That's why I always have the RevoDock Pro 210 in my accessory bag. It's a 10-in-1 USB-C hub from this video's sponsor, Ugreen. One dongle has 10 ports in total. 3 USB-A, 2 USB-C. These 2 over here are USB 3.0 ports and support transfer speeds of up to 5 gigabits per second. So, for example, I have a 2 gigabyte file on this thumb drive. All it takes is a few seconds to transfer to my Mac. This other USB-C port supports 100-watt USB-C power delivery, so you can charge while it's plugged in doing other stuff. Just connect it to a 100-watt charging brick like this ultra-portable Ugreen Nexode Pro charger, and you get about 85 watts of output. It's also got 2 full-sized HDMI, so even if you don't have the Apple Vision Pro, these HDMI ports let you connect up to 2 4K monitors at 60 Hz, or 1 monitor up to 8K 30 Hz. You also get 2 different sized SD card slots, 1 full-sized STXC and 1 mini SD, which is perfect so it can read cards from both my camera and my drone. Finally, it's got a 5 gigabit Ethernet port. Anytime I'm at a hotel trying to upload a video, I always prefer to plug in versus using Wi-Fi. If you're like me and need all the ports that you can get while on the go, the RevoDock Pro 210 retails for $69.99. But if you use our links, you get 29% off your order. So make sure you check out the links down below. I don't think a video covering all the real-world use cases for Vision Pro is complete without hopping on a flight, but I don't have a lot of time, so the quickest destination I can think of is Boston, and who better to visit than my friend and TikTok star, Frank McShann. So today, I'm FaceTiming him to align schedules. Hey Frank!
Hi Michael, how are you?
I'm good. I know you're busy, but Chai and I have finalized our plans. We're going to visit you tomorrow. Are you free? Are you still free?
I'm still free.
Awesome. FaceTime calls on Vision Pro are surprisingly great. It's like a call from a computer, so it's easy to share my screen with the person I'm calling, which was perfect for planning flights together. Frank was also using Vision Pro, so we both used our own persona, which is in beta. I set up my persona after unboxing Vision Pro. It's an easy setup that requires you holding your Vision Pro in front of you, smiling with your mouth closed, then a big one with all your teeth showing, your eyebrows up, and then your eyes close. The resulting persona looks enough like me. While still in beta, Vision Pro does a pretty good job at recreating faces and capturing some expression. And it's better than, say, trying to design your own avatar in NBA 2K, and a million times better than Facebook's vision of online meetings on the metaverse. You probably know some of my friends. Here's Crystal, Andrew, Frank, and Justine, and here is how their personas look like. Apart from FaceTime, personas are also already supported on other third-party video conferencing apps, including Zoom, Cisco WebEx, and Microsoft Teams. They're also locked behind a version of Face ID for Vision Pro called Optic ID, so someone else can't just put on Vision Pro and pretend to be you. The process of creating your own persona also sets up EyeSight, which is a representation of your eyes. It lets people around you know if you're looking at them. They'll see your eyes. If you're fully immersed, then they'll see colorful lights. When you're taking a photo, it's just a flash of white. And if you're taking a video or a screen recording, it's flashing white light. My first calls were all to Vision Pro users, but I was curious how other people might react to my persona. My nephew David was either too shy or he didn't recognize me at all because he only perked up after I showed my real face. While my friend Judy had this to say. How do you feel?
It's a little discombobulating to see you because there's a weird background and your ears are very blurry. However, it looks like you. You're not cartoony, so that's a plus.
Later that evening, I had a birthday party to attend, so I brought Vision Pro along. Crossing the road, chopping some veggies, or shooting some arrows are dangerous in real life, even more dangerous with Vision Pro on, so don't do it. Instead, we're here at Julian's birthday party to capture the moment with some spatial video. While you can take spatial video with your iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, You can also do that on Vision Pro. Just press the top button, this one right here, to enter capture mode. Spatial video is probably one of my favorite things about Vision Pro. In my first impressions video, I talked about how it was similar to Dumbledore's Pensieve of Harry Potter lore. And really, it's a fantastic way of reliving memories. You'll see some of them in this video, but screen recordings unfortunately don't really do it justice. Even if the venue was pretty dimly lit, meaning the quality wasn't perfect, I felt transported back to that moment. It was pretty surreal, and I can't begin to fathom what reliving older memories might feel like one day. Later that day, I found myself in the bathroom about to brush my teeth, and I put on Vision Pro to see if I could floss and brush. The quick answer is yes, but that's not the point. As I looked at myself in the mirror, it was cool to see the icons hover over the mirror as if I was in Mission Impossible. I put on some music and Twitter, and placed both apps on opposite sides of the mirror. Twitter, or X, does not have a Vision Pro app, but you can install it and hundreds of many other apps from the App Store. Just scroll down past Apple Vision Pro Essentials, and you'll see a section called Designed for iPad and iPhone, great on Vision Pro. You can also search for an app. Notice up here, there's a tab that says Apple Vision Pro apps and iPhone and iPad apps. So if you can't find a native Vision Pro app, you can toggle between the two. That's how I was able to install apps like Flighty, Duolingo, Grubhub, and Instacart on my Vision Pro. You'll find all of these non-Vision Pro apps in a folder called Compatible Apps. After brushing my teeth, I left the windows where they were and walked to my bedroom. There, I opened Apple TV Plus to watch a movie, but then I remembered to get a glass of water in the kitchen. I chuckled as I walked by the bathroom to see my windows still there. Windows are anchored to wherever they are first pinned, so you can move from room to room and have different windows open in their respective spaces. Of course, I live in a relatively small apartment, at least for international standards, but I can imagine like spacier rooms for remote collaboration with maybe an Excel spreadsheet here, a Zoom call over here, and then instead of a whiteboard, freeform. Day 3 was my trip to Boston to see Frank. Today's the day. Vision Pro and I are hopping on a flight. Turns out Delta also flies out of LGA on weekdays, so I changed my mind last minute. We arrived early, so we headed to the lounge to chill. So I made it to the lounge, and we have about an hour before we have to board, so I'm gonna check up on some emails. But first, I wanted to do our first battery check of the day. We're starting fresh, so we're at 100%, and it is 11:57 a.m. It was my first public appearance with Vision Pro, and I knew I was getting stared at. I had my Flighty app open on one window to keep track of my flight. On another, I was catching up on the Grammy Award winners. And to get in the mood, I was also listening to one of last night's winners, Billie Eilish's What Was I Made For? I have my reservations about being the only one in the lounge who looked like this, and there were a few folks who snapped photos of me, but I think over time, Vision Pro will be ubiquitous, just like AirPods are. Before I knew it, it was time to board my flight. Time for another sidebar. Every time you try to use Vision Pro on a moving vehicle, you might or you will get this warning. It's an error message that says tracking failed with a suggestion to turn on travel mode. It's always best to turn it on before you start moving. That's how I've been able to use it on a subway, a car, bus, and on the plane. The easiest way to turn it on is go into Control Center and look for the Vision Pro icon with 2 lines above it. Tap on it, and there you go, you've turned on travel mode. I don't know why I was surprised that I was able to connect to the plane's Wi-Fi from my Vision Pro. I perused the New York Times and found out about Prince Charles's cancer diagnosis. I caught up on messages and then for a little bit escaped to an environment. I had previously downloaded some movies on Disney Plus, but then I realized how quick of a flight it was and it's almost time to land. So we'll do one quick battery check after using it in the lounge and on this flight. We are at 69% and it's now 1:30 p.m. We made it to Boston. Now it's time to meet Frank. Frank and I were scheduled to meet at Jonquil's Cafe in downtown Boston, a lovely spot with great coffee and pastries. This was the first time I sat down with someone else using Vision Pro. I felt a little less weird about wearing one in public because Frank was also doing it. I'm really loving how familiar the interface is. Everything just works like on an iPhone or Mac. Frank and I did a little more exploring on Vision Pro. I even took some spatial photos and videos of him and used AirDrop to AirDrop from Vision Pro to Vision Pro. He was spooked to see himself. I can imagine working at a cafe like this with Vision Pro on. Other people can't see what's on my computer screen, which is perfect because often I'm working on something confidential. Whatever was in that cake is so good. I kind of want another, but we have to run. So let's do a quick battery check. It is now 4:20 p.m. and just dropped down to 21%, but still going. We didn't have much time in Boston, so we wanted to see what it might feel like to go for a walk and take the train with Vision Pro on. I do not recommend this.
Do not recommend.
But we're gonna be those people for this video to walk around in the street, maybe take a subway with Vision Pro on. We're not gonna take it off, okay?
We're not.
From here to your office.
All right.
Okay, let's do this. So this is where I come in and give you all a disclaimer. Actually, a warning, if you will. We filmed this for entertainment value. Yes, unfortunately, I am one of those clickbaity creators now. The whole time though, we had Chai with us as a second pair of eyes and ears. You should only use Vision Pro in a safe place and never out and about despite what you see on social media. I've seen videos of people being silly, crossing the street, driving cars. Please do not be that person, okay? Now back to our video. Okay, so we've walked like 500 meters,
Yeah,
and how does it feel?
it really hasn't been bad. People are definitely looking at us while we're walking, but I'm walking in the real world.
I know my peripheral vision is blocked, so that's the only thing that I feel that I struggle with, but it does feel like you're looking through a video screen. It's a little soft and fuzzy, but it works. We soon made our way down to the Boston Underground, and with Vision Pro on, I was still able to purchase tickets. Love these old-style trains they got in Boston. Okay guys, we made it to Frank's office. It's 5 p.m. and now it's finally saying critical low power, remove your device. Apple Vision Pro will shut down in 1 second. It's shutting down now. So we're out of battery, but then we filmed a lot on the train, on the subway. Oops, and now it's off. That's the last battery check. I think it's time to charge now. I plugged in a little at Frank's office while we freshened up, and a little at the airport before boarding our flight. Enough juice to get me through the flight home. Over the course of today, I had so many people walk up to me to say, cool, or hey, you have that new Vision Pro, can I ask you questions? I actually had people who discreetly tried to take photos of me. Definitely knew the eyes of the world were on me. On this flight home, while my flight attendants were curious, maybe because I was flying in first class and they wanted to be discreet, they didn't really bother me, they just assumed that I could see them. All of this makes me wonder, what will the future be like? Will Vision Pro someday be like Apple AirPods that at first were pretty unique when you saw white earbuds on someone's ear, but now are ubiquitous? Will everybody be walking around with Vision Pro on, or will they know what to do when they come in contact with someone who is wearing Vision Pro? Will they know to see their eyes and be more aware if they're actually filming a video or taking photos of them? Well, I guess time will tell. I know it's been more than a week since the launch of Vision Pro, and we have still a lot to cover and talk about, which is why we're splitting this review video into 2 parts. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss the next part where we cover getting work done and also being immersed in movies and games. Also, I've carved out time to answer some of your questions, so make sure you leave them down below, only about Vision Pro, and I'll do a rapid fire Q&A at the end of part 2. Okay, I've got much more work to get to, so make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel and hit that bell icon so that you get notified as soon as we upload part 2. Follow me on social media. We've been doing a lot of fun stuff there. And for news and updates, make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm Michael Josh. Thanks for dropping by.